Welcome traders, this is Tian Kriek, and I hope everybody is doing fine amidst all the volatility that we've been seeing in the markets. Israel, Iran, all sorts of things happening. Today is the 19th of June 2025, and that makes today a Thursday. As you can see on the welcome screen, I have my motorcycle here parked in the lovely Alentejo region of Vimiero. Anyway, let's get started with the market update. Also, I need to make mention that I'm not a financial advisor, and that means I can teach you and show you my strategy. I can point out to you where I personally would want to buy and sell, but the actual trading decision is still going to have to make yourself. Right, so let's begin with the update. First things first, I want to go and update the dollar index. So let's start with that. There we go, dollar index. Right, let's change the date here. The dollar index is the most important, so I'm going to start with this one immediately. This is trading view. This is a daily chart. And let's have a look at the charts. Okay, so this was an up Fibonacci AB boundary. The market's taken out the A. This actually should be drawn like this. There we go. It's taken out the A. It looks like we had a bullish crown formation, but that crown failed. And also, it looks like the market is finding a very hard time to break this confluence of support here, where we have a bullish secondary trend, as well as the intermediate line of the primary trend. There we go. That's this red dotted line is the intermediate line of the primary trend. So you can see this confluence of support that we have there. If that is successfully broken and the market makes new lows, then we'll see the dollar continue lower. Alternatively, we may be seeing a bounce here. Now, the bullish probability will only be confirmed if the market should move above this purple line, which is a 45 period exponential moving average. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to acknowledge that the market is stuck between support and resistance, support being that confluence of support between the trend lines, as well as the 45 period exponential moving average acting as resistance. So I am not going to deploy any dollar currency pairs because the dollar index itself is neutral. I did put in my last note that the dollar index is at risk of falling another 5% over the next 12 months, especially if the secondary trend support is breached. I'll stick to that because that secondary trend support is this blue line over here. If that one is breached, actually, you know what? I'm going to make that a confluence of the secondary support, especially if the confluence, let's call that support confluence, between the secondary trend support and primary trend intermediate line is breached. Okay, this note and this update, you'll be able to go and see that on my website. If you go to tiankriek.com, there we go, and you click on access the directional insight spreadsheet, and this, you will see it here. I think it's updated already. Dollar index, yes, there we go, 18 June, and there is the note. You could also download my dashboard MetaTrader 4 indicator, which will give you a rough overview of the probabilities and alignment. Also, for those of you who have not yet joined me, you can click on join now, and you can actually get a 50% discount if you pay a year in advance. All right, anyway, so that is the dollar index. I just wanted to update that one, and then we can also update the status of the indicators. Momentum is neutral, suggesting we're consolidating. Volume is slightly bullish, and the RSI is neutral as well. So let's update that. Not that it really means anything because there is no bullish or bearish probability. Then what I'd like to do is have a look at the Swiss franc index, because You know, the Swiss franc has been strengthening a lot because of the risk aversion, and now especially because the Iran-Israel conflict, we're seeing renewed strength in the Swiss franc. So I'm just going to open up the Swiss franc index. There we go. So we're still above the 45 period exponential moving average. It looks like the market moved up above the primary trend resistance again. You know, we've had a wolf wave here, and I was actually hoping that the market would be moving back inside the boundary of this wolf wave. I guess it's still possible because we have a lower high, and this could be a double top. So I think I'd just take a wait and see approach on the Swiss franc at this moment. I think it's still neutral. I wouldn't be doing anything on that one at the moment. If we have a look at momentum, it's still slightly bullish. Volume, neutral, and RSI is neutral as well. So no change on that. I guess I can update the RSI. Then let's see what we have from the Japanese yen, because that's also a very important one to cover. There's the yen index, and we're below the 45 period exponential moving average. Wow, this probability has turned bearish. That's fantastic. All the indicators are bearish here as well. And we've got a bearish secondary trend. The market bounced here against the primary trend intermediate line. I can change this probability to bearish. Fantastic. You see, if the yen's weakening, then we could be seeing a rally in equities. We could be seeing the Swiss franc also coming down. This also looks like a bearish head and shoulders pattern. Now that I have a look at this, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. Look at that. Fantastic. Okay, I'll change that probability to bearish. Nice one. That's great, because before I went on my motorcycle camping adventure, I deployed the NZD yen, the Aussie yen, the Euro yen, and the Canadian yen. And with this volatility, I got stopped out in a few of them, but I see that there's a few that's showing a profit at the moment. So hopefully we can make a comeback on that. All right, so that's the most important indexes updated now. Dollar index, Swiss, as well as the yen. Let me just see what we have from the 1 hour chart in the yen index, considering that the probability is bearish. Right, okay, so we have a new death cross on the 1 hour chart. So I can draw a new down Fibonacci AB boundary. We got a new high before I got a fractal low. So I'm just going to draw my down fib like that. And according to this one, we did have a 618 retracement. And that means the Fibonacci D extension is going to be the 1.618 over here. So we're still heading down on the yen. So that is a yes. I can absolutely go and deploy the yen basket. And that's the important thing for me. You know, I don't have time now to cover all the currency pairs, but it's nice to see that the yen is aligned. So I'm going to call this a yes. We are aligned, and I can continue with my deployment on the yen basket. I just want to update the note here. I'm going to say that bearish probability is confirmed. There is also a bearish head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart. 1 hour chart is also extending bearish to the fib 1.618. Fantastic. That's great. Okay, so let's go and have a look at the currency pairs that I did deploy. Aussie yen. I deployed this one in a bullish capacity. And if I have a look at my trading account, yes, I do have a buy, but that one is in a loss at the moment. So let's open up the Aussie yen. Let's open up the daily chart. There we go. So we've broken a falling wedge to the upside, moved back up above the secondary trend support line. This is a bullish head and shoulders. That's still intact. The market's above the 45 period exponential moving average. The spike that we had here on Monday just, unfortunately stopped me out, but it's okay. We're still heading up. I'll remain deployed on this one. Aussie yen is still bullish. Momentum bullish, volume slightly neutral. Yeah, below the dead zone line, but the RSI is bullish. So I'll remain deployed on this. I'll just update volume. Also, to build some confidence, I like to have a look at the my FX book sentiment, retail sentiment, because most retail traders lose money. So I take the opposite and use that as an indicator as well. So where's the Aussie yen? Aussie JPY. JPY. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's neutral. 50-50. All right. So it's just consolidating at this point. So hopefully we can get a breakout soon. No reason to close any open positions or remove deployment. Probability is still bullish. All systems go. This is the 1 hour chart. I see that we have a new golden cross. So I can draw a new up Fibonacci AB boundary. There we go. And I'm happy to report that we also, a few hours ago, got a 618 retracement. There we go. And that means this one's going to move up to the 1.618. So the 1 hour chart is absolutely aligned. This is great. I'll remain deployed in a bullish capacity on the Aussie yen. From a pattern perspective, it also looks like we have like maybe a falling wedge. Oh yes, yeah, it does look like a falling wedge is about to be broken out to the upside. All right, Aussie yen is all systems go. It remains a yes. Remember, my expert advisor directly refers, my robot directly refers to the spreadsheet. If I write the word yes here, then it will trade. If it's not written there, then the EA won't trade. If you want to override it, you can do that, but you need to go into the settings of the automated system and override symbol check, set that to true, and then it won't refer to the document. All right, so that's the Aussie yen. The next one is the Canadian yen. I'm just going through the pairs that I have deployed. So Canadian yen, what we have here is, okay, that's bullish as well. We're above the 45 period exponential moving average. That means the probability is bullish. We also have a falling wedge that was broken to the upside. There's also looks like the market bounced here at pivotal support of 101.60. Did make a slightly lower low. In all fairness, that low is lower than the previous one, which means we also have a head and shoulders pattern here. Look at that. Nice. Canadian yen's bullish. Momentum's bullish. Volume still neutral. And the RSI, it looks like it's crossing its own moving average now. Interesting. We may be entering a period of consolidation, or it's going to break out to the upside. But nevertheless, even if this market consolidates, I earn overnight interest for buying the Canadian yen. So that's fantastic. So even if I do get stuck here, that's okay. So I'll remain deployed on this one, the Canadian yen. But let's just see what we have from sentiment. Okay, JPY, also neutral, confirming consolidation. And let's see what we have from the 1 hour chart. Still in a golden cross situation. Up Fibonacci AB boundary with a 5-0 retracement. Okay, so we did get a bit of a deeper retracement here. The D extension remains the same. We're still heading up here to the 1.618. So I'll remain deployed on the Canadian yen as well. It's nice to see that this one has now also broken a counter trend line, which is great because every time the market breaks a counter trend line, we move up again like we did in the past. Look at that, counter trend line broken, moved up again. So yeah, Canadian yen, I will remain deployed in a bullish capacity on that one. And then we have the euro yen. Let's go open up this one. Okay, still bullish. Bullish head and shoulders, broken that to the upside. Um, yeah, this one keeps on making new highs. I mean, momentum is bullish. The RSI was overbought, but now it's moved below the overbought level again. So that's bullish again. That's great. That's fine. Volume is slightly below the dead zone line, suggesting that we may be consolidating a bit today. After all, it is a European holiday. But that's bullish. That's bullish. There's no change on that. I don't see any reason why I should be closing any of my positions. I'm just going to hold on to that. And then what do we have from my FX book sentiment? 22% of retail traders are bullish, only 22%, which means the sentiment is bullish because I take the contrarian approach. So that's bullish. I can update this. Oh, it's already updated. And then let's see what we have from the 1 hour chart. Nice bullish push we get here today. Up AB boundary, we didn't have a 382, but because the market moved above the 127 extension, I could assume that it will move all the way up to the 2.618, and it's heading in that direction. So that's great. You know, with the volatility, I can see that maybe it's come to an end now. We're heading up. We're heading up. The yen's weakening again. I mean, especially the yen index is coming down. So that's great. Okay, so euro yen, I will remain deployed on this one. The final one is going to be the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Still bullish, bullish head and shoulders pattern or a bullish crown formation. We're above the 45 period exponential moving average. The market's broken a falling wedge. We're back inside the channel of the current trend. There's a lot of upside potential by the looks of things. Momentum bullish, volume also neutral, but the RSI is bullish. Look at that. RSI is above its own moving average, and it's above the median line. That's what's important. Sentiment from my FX book. 55.45. All right, that's neutral. So we're not going to see fireworks here today, but it's trending up. I mean, all the other ones are moving up actually. This is the Euro Yen 1 hour chart. We have a new up AB boundary. Okay, that's a deep retracement. Wow, that's an 8.6 retracement. Okay. 8.6 retracement, which means the D is going to be the 1.18 because green goes to green. You know, if it retraced to the 786, the blue line, then the D extension would have been the 127, but it's now the 1.18. So we're heading up on this one as well. Heading up towards that D extension. I think the retracement is now finally complete. Also, this one, every time we break a counter trend line, it just moves up. Counter trend line broken, moves up. Counter trend line broken, moves up. And now, I can draw a counter trend line there. That one's broken. We'll continue up. So I'll remain deployed on these pairs to confirm it's Aussie yen, Euro yen, Canadian yen, and NZD yen. And it's updated like that on my spreadsheet. Remember, if you've got any questions, you want to get hold of me, send me an email or go to the contact form on the website, send me an email from there or a message. And I look forward to seeing you again. But I'm really having a lovely time. We're having very hot weather, but today isn't that hot. So have a lovely day. Enjoy your Thursday. And until we meet again, this is your friend from Portugal, Tian Kriek. Cheers.